Yeah, the Raptors. Who'd have thought?
Damn, I like dark.
Yeah, you're on the dark side. Open up this window. Or turn on the light, maybe. There you go.
Just need to. Oh yeah.
I'll just sit closer so my face looks bigger.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched game 3. That was a good game. Game 4 was just like, man, they got this in the bag. It wasn't.
They were losing in the first half.
Yeah, but they were keeping it close because you knew Golden State was going to come hard. Because game 3 they didn't have Klay Thompson, so it was like, it's a gimme. They got this. Oh, so much for that. You just broke that. Is the mic on? Yeah, the mic's on.
It's a good thing nobody saw that then.
Yeah, well, I saw it.
Well, I mean, that's...
And you're going to be like, your mom's like, what happened to your desk? I was like, Will did it.
It broke by itself.
Yeah.
It had enough usage time.
Yeah.
Everything is breaking down.
It's all good. It's all good.
How much did you play this week?
I actually got 3 runs in.
Wow.
I did the Priest. I got my ass kicked. So then I went Rogue.
How'd you do with Rogue?
4 and 3.
It's not bad.
Yeah, for Rogue. I did notice like it was a struggle with Rogue.
I got a 12 with Rogue. Actually.
For me, it was a struggle, and then I went back to Priest. But I think I was playing Priest on game 4, or sorry, no, maybe around game 3. So when the Raptors were winning during the game, so I was just killing it because maybe everyone was watching the game and trying to multitask. And
and
they weren't able to multitask to my level. So then I just schooled them.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works, man. I don't know how many people watch this.
It's the finals. Everybody's gonna watch it, man.
Everybody in Canada, man, like everybody everywhere in Canada, they're like celebrating it. It's just dude, it's just one team, man.
Well, that's the only team.
Like, why is the rest of Canada celebrating it?
Well, it's
like,
Canadian pride, man.
The funny thing is most of the players are not Canadian either.
Well, none of that has nothing to do with. That's what Canadians say for hockey after their Canadian teams lose. They'd be like, Philadelphia, or what do you call it? Washington has like 18 Canadian players, so that's more Canadian. Bullshit. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? I don't think that has anything to do with the issue. But it was funny too. But I was at my friend's yesterday, and he's saying his wife's a bandwagon thing. I'm like, are you a bandwagon thing? I'm like, she's like,
nothing wrong with being a bandwagon.
I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong. But then she's saying she's not a bandwagon thing, which is the issue. It's like, can you name 3 Raptors? And she didn't want.
She couldn't name anybody on the team?
No, I said 3. Name 3.
Oh god.
Can you name 3?
On the team?
Yeah. Well, yes, on the team.
Dude, I can name more than 3.
Okay, so you have been watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I even know Jeremy Lin is in the team, even though he never sees any playtime.
He doesn't count. He's just a cheerleader, basically.
Yeah, he's gonna get a ring now, man.
Hey, don't jinx it yet. You still have to play the game and win in order to get the ring.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. I think in the history of the NBA, only the Golden State Warriors did a 3-1.
No, Cleveland.
Yeah, they lost. Like, Golden State lost to Cleveland with a 3-1 lead. They blew it.
Yeah, they blew it.
So Golden State doesn't have LeBron James. Come on, like they're not gonna do a 3-1 comeback.
I don't know. What if Kevin Durant comes back?
Is he coming back on Monday? If he's not coming back on Monday, they're fucked.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
My friend's asking me, "Are you gonna be downtown and watching the game?" Because then it'll be like people celebrating on the streets. I'm like, I'm not. I'm like, that sounds kind of fun. I kind of want to get involved in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be like on the streets, be like, yeah, Raptors.
Yeah, you can meet people too, man.
Yeah, Raptors. Oh.
Yeah.
Pride. Yeah, Pride and Raptors. Yeah.
All right, let's. I think we have 1 viewer, and then he left, and now we're back to 0 viewers. Feels bad, man.
Oh well.
Feels bad.
Well, that's okay.
We already talked about 5 minutes, so let's just get.
All right, start the show. Welcome everyone to episode 17 of The Player and the Pro. First impressions of Mech Meta. I'm the player Will. I'm joined by the Leaderboard Pro, Tachi.
Hello, hello.
We're back for another week. Having fun. Getting trolled. Trying to make good times. How many runs you get in this week, Professor?
Oh, I got a lot of runs. I kind of stopped counting, but
What do you mean by a lot?
at least 10.
Okay. So you're back to your regular 10 a week. Not 30. Like when
Not 30.
Not when you
I
went
don't
on vacation and took 30 runs.
I don't think I'm going to have time to do 30, because every weekend I'm doing something that's not Hearthstone related. So.
Yeah, that's fine. So in 5 days you're getting like 3 runs a day or 2 runs a day. Basically.
Yeah, 2 to 3 runs.
That's pretty good. I got 3 runs in. I'm starting to notice some trends, and I guess you notice some trends already.
Yeah.
Faster than I do. But we'll get to that shortly.
We'll get into that. Let's just move on with the slides.
Next slide.
See what happens.
What else is?
So,
wait,
just,
hold on. You're okay with promoting Temple Storm stuff, but you don't want to promote our stuff.
It's all about selfless promotion, man. Selfless.
Dude, you're promoting someone else right now.
That is the video I made on Temple Storm, and if there's no other news during the week, I'm just gonna promote my own videos. Have a watch there. Go on Temple Storm Hearthstone YouTube channel, and I make a video every week now for them. It's the cash flow is coming in, is great. And that's exactly what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about first impressions of Rise of the Mechs.
You should tell me when you make a video. I might watch it then.
Yeah, it would be.
I might learn
nice.
something.
It would be nice. So it's a new week. It's an entirely new meta, and we are giving you the
breakdown
of the meta. Let me just take out the camera here. So
But that's the best part.
Okay.
Now they can't see my face or your face.
All right. So, oh my God, what a change, man. This is probably the first time you're seeing it, but look at Rogue, man, from the bottom to number 3 now.
Rogue's always been like that, though. You know how Rogue is. It's just like the only reason Rogue's ever on the bottom is if you purposely oppress it.
Yeah.
I thought you got water. Why is it empty? Anyways.
Oh, I got another one.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just drinking from the different bottles.
Yeah, Rogue's only on the bottom when you purposely oppress it and like being, pushed down. Otherwise, it's always near the top half, because it knows Rogue is good at everything. Right? The tempo of it is just too powerful, and the base cards that they have are just too cool.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this list, it leads me to believe maybe the micro adjustment is removed.
What the hell?
For the last meta, because
wait, I just look at this. Hunter or Warrior is 30%.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's an 8% drop. Dude.
No, that's not possible. That's not accurate.
That's crazy, man. In a week's time, Shaman stays the same. Wow, if there's one consistency on the meta, is that Shaman is always a bottom 3. That's all you have to know about Shamans.
Shaman's a bottom. Let's just go very quickly. So last week we had Hunter, number 1. Now it's Paladin. So Paladins went up. Well, if you look at it, it hasn't gone up. It went up 4%.
4%.
But it's gone from 6 to 1.
Yeah.
Mage is pretty much the same. It went up 1% to 52%. Rogue went up 8%. So that's the most significant.
Yeah. Priest went down 6%. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, for some reason that doesn't seem accurate entirely, but we'll talk about
Warlock got worse.
Mm-hmm.
2%, not bad. Druid climbed up the rank. 2%, 1%, 2%. Yeah, 1%. 1%.
Shaman's the same. Warrior's dead.
Warrior's not dead. So
Did you get to play every class yet or no?
I played every class except Priest and Warrior.
Oh, so I played Warrior. I played Priest.
You played Priest, and you happen to get 11. So
shut up! You're jinxing it. You're spoiling things. Anyways, I honestly don't agree with this because I don't feel Paladin's that OP to me when I was playing Priest. I felt Hunter was the one giving me the hardest time.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your deck and
True
what
enough,
you're facing.
and I guess your class too, right? Because for me, I felt Hunter was the most annoying because they would do deal 4 damage, discover a spell, right? And then that's always oppressive. And then when they unleash the beast, they kill like a 4/4, and there'd be like a 5/1 left over. I'm like, fuck, how do I deal with this 5/1?
See, I mean, the win rate with Priest and Warrior is that a lot of players tend to draft Control for these two classes.
And against the Hunter, you're just gonna get smashed, yeah.
And you can't beat...
Hunter.
I mean, even when it comes to Control game, Hunters will probably out-control you.
Nowadays.
And Mage will definitely out-control you.
Right.
Mage is like the best control class right now. So it's like if you're playing Priest and Warrior and you're like playing Thought Steal on turn 3, you lost the game. You can't do that as a Priest.
I didn't play Thought Steal.
That's why you did not that bad, man. But I've seen people, playing Priest, Thought Steal on turn 3 in this meta. Yeah, on empty board, and they lose the game because they don't know what they're. But then again, once in a while you see Priest high roll. Like I had a guy who played Mind Games on turn 4 and got my Shovel Fist. I lost the game for sure. But.
You know what? Oh, well, you know what card we should have talked about?
What?
The 1-mana Priest spell that discovers a minion.
Yeah.
That card is really good. I feel.
Yeah, I mean it's 1 mana now. 1 mana draw a card is good.
Discover a card from your opponent's deck.
Yeah, it's pretty much drawing a card, right?
Mana draw a card. We'll talk about. Can we add that in? We'll just go to the card after.
Okay, so let me put our lovely faces back here. Gonna talk about Paladins. Even though Will did. We're going to talk about Will's draft later on about Priest. We're going to talk about Paladins because Paladin is the #1 class right now. And why are they winning so much? And, I mean, the simplest answer I can give you is insanely high card quality in the top buckets.
You're right.
So
when they played, I played against a Paladin that did get a muster for battle.
Yeah, turn 3.
I think he got in turn 4, but whatever. The point was like, okay, what do I do now? Like,
yeah.
Do I just play a 3/3 and get beaten up? Like, do I just do a board wipe and you still have a weapon to club things down? Like, this is really hard for me to deal with.
Yeah, it's all about muster for battle. I mean, it's just so much tempo, man. But it's not just that. It's also
what else is doing it for a Paladin?
One thing. They're the easiest class to get Mechs energy out of. Paladin and Hunters are the 2 easiest class to get Mechs energy off of. And I've lost to the egg quite a bit.
What egg?
The Mechano egg.
The 5-mana 05 or something?
5-mana 05. You would think, if somebody's on turn 5 played a 5-mana 05, you're like, ha ha! They're gonna lose.
Gotcha.
And then they play like Mech synergies over and over and over. And Paladin also have this one card called Shrink Ray, which turns everything into 1/1.
Yeah.
Which means the egg could immediately trade and get an 8/8, while your opponent has a bunch of 1/1s. So it's like, I've tried the egg. The egg has been good. But
that used to be unplayable.
That used to be
a joke.
Like, it's very hard to pull off the Mech synergy. But now it's like so easy to pull it off. I've done quite a bit of Paladin runs. I wasn't doing that well, actually. Mm-hmm. But I noticed all the ones that I did well had Muster for Battle in it.
Oh, imagine that. The best card in the meta right now.
Muster for Battle and Coghammer. So
fuck.
My first Paladin run, I had 2 Coghammers and a Tyrion.
Well, GG's, boys.
It didn't even get to 12, though. It got to 11 wins, but still, pretty much a cruise. Coghammer is just ridiculous. It just makes your normal curve looks like an insane deck.
Coghammer is 3-mana 2/2 weapon.
2/3 weapon.
Oh my god.
And it gives a random minion Divine Shield and Taunt.
So basically GG's, boys.
What I notice is, any card that cheats out a lot of mana in this meta just wins you the game.
What do you mean cheats out a lot of mana?
So, I mean, the OG card that does that, Sea Giant.
Right. Okay.
So it costs 10 mana, and it's an 8/8. But if you play, even a 5-mana 8/8, Fel Reaver, you're cheating out a lot of mana. Because an 8/8 usually costs about 8 mana, or 7.5, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you cheat out mana, you're gaining a tempo advantage, And the whole meta is all tempo focused. So it's like, you will just win the game if you cheat out mana. And that's what Muster for Battle do. That's what Coghammer does. That's what Seal Champion does, which Paladin also does. Every mech synergy does that too. Because it's like, if you bring out War Gear, which is normally just a 5-mana 5/5, but if you give that card charge, it's suddenly ridiculous because
charge plus what do you call it? Magnetic merge, yeah.
It makes a minion bigger, harder to remove, and it pushes a ridiculous amount of damage.
That and it also plays with the opponent. Like if he drops a weak ass mech, do I waste a guy to bump in it? Because I don't want him merging a Warhammer into it, and then I lose the game because I didn't kill that like 1/3 or the 2/2 mech, right? You know what I mean? Like, I get really scared, like, oh man, that's a mech. If he plays a Warhammer next, or War Gear. If he plays a War Gear and merges this thing, I'm in a lot of trouble. So.
I'm pretty sure, though, like, it is very terrifying to have a magnetic buff, but I'm pretty sure you're never supposed to kill the Pilot or Shredder on turn 4. Like, I'm pretty sure if you do that, it just sets yourself behind, like, because you give them back tempo.
Okay. No. Let's say they have, like, a regular... 2/2 mech or something like that.
Oh, you know what card has been really good? What? Giggling Inventor.
Oh, he's back!
Giggling Inventor is back, man.
He's got to nerf it again.
I just played a game where the mage played it. I was winning so far ahead, and then he played that. I couldn't kill the 2/1. He Conjures Calling twice. I lost the game, dude.
Wait, oh my god, Conjures Calling?
Because Giggling Inventor is a 7.
Oh, bro.
So
oh my god. It's game over. I thought you were going to say Giggling Inventor is good because, you have the 1/2
in general, Giggling Inventor has been good, even without the Conjures Calling. And because, Giggling Inventor has all those mechs, right? You can just magnetize it.
Yeah, because...
You need 4 hits to kill both mechs to begin with.
And if you don't kill one, you have a possibly, let's say you War Gear one of the 1/2 taunt Divine Shield. It's going to kill something. And now you still got to deal with it. Yeah,
if Giggling Inventor was still 5 mana this meta, it would be in the top bucket. And you'd probably still pick it over.
Dude, I picked one because it was 7 mana. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
This is going to be good again. Giggling Inventor, we're right back into it, boys.
Okay, so
wait, what do you mean mech synergy? Don't overdo it. Let's go over that.
So I had some decks, it went 4 wins, and I drafted too many mechs.
And what do you mean too many?
How does that happen? It's because a lot of mechs are like 4 mana, 5 mana, right? Mm-hmm. So I had a bunch of 5 mana cards, which got really awkward. I don't think I'm still trying to figure out the ideal curve right now. And it's definitely not drafting a lot of 5-drops. It's definitely not draft. I feel like you have to go, 2, 3, 4, and kind of just ignore the 5-drops. The only 5-drop you want is Dalaran Crusader.
Which one is he?
5 mana 5/4 Divine Shield, and Pit Fighter. 5 mana 5/6.
Okay.
After these two, you only want like maybe 2 in the entire deck. You don't want like 3 5-drops. You definitely don't want 4 5-drops. It makes your deck too fucking awkward. Because of all the tempo and stuff. And 5-drops tend to not give you that much tempo, right? Like the best tempo it gives you is a 5 mana 5/4 with Divine Shield.
Right.
And then you look at 6-drop. You have Eccentric Scribe.
Right.
Which gives you a ridiculous amount of stats. And then you go to the 4-drop slot. You have Proud Defender. It could be a 4 mana 4/6 with Taunt. That's a lot of tempo right there.
That's hard to deal with, yeah.
Pilot or Shredder 4/3. Death Rattle, that's a lot of tempo right there. So there's a lot of 4-drop, and 6-drop is a lot of tempo. 5-drop's not so much, right? Like War Gear is a good card. It's definitely pickable now, but you don't want that many, right? Because if you don't have a mech, it's a 5 mana 5/5. That's actually game losing because of how slow it is.
Compared to the other 5
Compared
drops.
to the other 5 drops.
Right.
Yeah.
So on its own, it's not that good. But if you ever do get the mechanic? No, what's it called? Merge. If you ever get the merge going with it.
The magnetic.
Magnetic, yes.
Yeah.
Magnetic, it's really good.
All right. Yeah, let's just go through.
You want to go through? What do we do now? What's the next slide?
Fuck. it should go to this slide, which talks about
My
the
run?
runs, but
Your run or my run? Your run.
well, we'll talk about my run first. Oh
Okay.
my god, it's not even working.
No,
What
it's
the
this
fuck,
one, isn't
man?
it?
No. I don't know why it does this. Sometimes it's.
Technical difficulties. Don't worry.
uh,
To change that. Nope.
oh, there we go.
Oh god, that's hard to see.
Okay, deck list.
Zoom in.
I mean, you gotta zoom in yourself, man. I can't be zooming in for people.
No, zoom in there. Can't you zoom in there?
Oh, true. Nice. Okay, so this is a deck that won 11 wins. I just want to talk about it a little bit. It has Tyrion. It's the first deck I got to 11. I had Tyrion, Ford Ring.
Cobalt? Wait, go scroll down. Cobalt Guardian. Is that shitty mech?
Yeah, it's a 5-mana 6/3, and it gets Divine Shield
Whenever you play mech?
whenever you summon a mech, I believe.
Okay.
So it's not even play a mech. So
It's really bad.
it's actually been good, man. I've lost to Cobalt Guardian, man. It's
Like, how does it not die the turn it comes out? Or you don't play it on turn 5. You have to, like, have something to cover it.
I mean, I think it's okay to play it on 5 too. It's just, I mean, just look at my deck, right? I had so many mechs. Like I had Mecharoo, Mech Warper, Harvest Golem. Like Harvest Golem when it dies, right?
It's still a mech, yeah.
Yeah, it summons a mech and it gives a Divine Shield, Spring Rocket,
4,
Arcane Nullifier,
5,
Zubat.
6. Zubot's not a mech, is it?
3 mechs right here, Pilot Reaper and Pilot Shredder.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Zubat's a mech.
Oh, yeah,
it has a word bot in it, so it's probably a mech, man. And then yeah, so look at my late game. Like there's like no, there's just like one Scribe, one Tyrion. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No card draw in the entire deck. And it's just like this insane early game tempo. Like I didn't even have that many 1-drops either. I only had 1 Mecharoo. So I don't think 1-drops is that important in a Paladin deck.
Well, his Cobalt Guardian, I guess someone said spawn a mech. What do you mean spawn a mech? What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, like when you summon a mech, man.
Alright, I don't know. I just feel like maybe I'm just putting too much emphasis on that one card. It's probably not that important.
And if you look at it really, it's only 2 cards, right? I had 2 Coghammers and a Tyrion. That's it. Everything else is kind of crappy.
Well, it's probably the Shredder crappy.
I just consider it as a curve drop, right? Like it's nothing that special.
It's not the best 4.
It's a good 4, but there are other good 4s too. So I don't.
Okay.
I don't
Eccentric
think-
Scribe is the best 6 though.
Yeah, it's the best 6.
Yeah, and then you also have Murloc Knight. That guy is. If he gets him going, it's over, bro.
Yeah, I did have one where it summoned itself, and also I faced somebody who summoned itself, and then it summoned another one.
Oh, geez.
There was like 3 of them.
Game over. He clicks. If he gets.
I lost that
yeah,
game.
Yeah. Click the button. Get 10 drops, 10 mana worth of shit, and lose.
Okay, so here's another deck that also won 11. Again, they look very similar. Only one drop, Cogmaster, and
1 drop. Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah.
and 2 drop, not too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2 drops.
That's a good amount.
2 Eldors, pretty crazy.
Aldor's OP, yeah.
Coghammer,
OP.
Muster for battle. So,
Oh my
like
God.
turn 3 was just ridiculous swing.
So I guess in this one, you're just up ahead, and then you just kept pushing on the guy with Blessing of Kings, Dark Iron Dwarf, buffs.
Yep.
Just holding him down.
Spellbreaker was totally nuts.
Spellbreaker?
It usually takes away. So like if you look at a classical 4-drop, right? That's a Yeti. It's a 4-mana 4/5.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at, if you play a Spellbreaker, you're looking at killing 2 health at least, right? With it. And you usually do a lot more than that. Just because of all the magnetic buffs and everything that's in the meta. So Spellbreaker, I always take the first Spellbreaker now. It's actually like pretty nuts.
So you're saying pick Spellbreakers. Okay.
Pick Spellbreaker.
Wait. How do you use the Spellbreaker? Tell me.
You want to get, if you can remove...
What's the ideal situation for a Spellbreaker? Give me that.
There's a lot of ideal situations.
Okay, give me a situation right now.
Okay, so Meckaroo. Somebody buffs a Meckaroo.
Right.
And you silence it, it goes back to a 1/1.
You mean someone magnetics it?
Yeah. I have been like, even if I kill a Bronze Herald, like this thing that gives you 2 dragons in your hand.
Right.
You're talking about 1 card killing 2 4/4s basically. That's
so if you played a Bronze Herald, you would Spellbreaker it on your turn 4.
Yeah.
And then have him trade in.
No, I would probably kill it with like a small drop, right?
Okay,
I'll probably use a small drop to kill it.
Okay.
But,
No, but let's say he plays his Bronze Herald on turn 3. You have an empty board. It's your turn 4 now. Would you Spellbreaker?
I'm probably not going to play Spellbreaker. I'd probably play some of the other cards, right? Like
just to get more. So you're not losing out completely. Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, silence can give you a huge swing, which is ridiculous. It's funny, Ancient Mage. I don't know if you remember this card.
It's a 2/5.
Yeah, it's a 2/5, and it gives adjacent minion spell power.
Yeah, it's.
And it had consecration.
Oh,
it went
Jesus.
off quite a bit, man. It was like 6 damage consecration. That was hilarious. No, not 6 damage. 4 damage consecration.
Well, that's a lot.
Which is also hilarious.
That's Flame Strike.
That's Flame Strike for 3 manas less. Lay on Hands was actually kind of good. I find like people are just trying to aggro you down, right? And at the end game, they try to draft some reach to get to deal the final damage. Mm-hmm. And the 8 heal could actually just take you out of lethal range for reverse lethal yourself.
Right, because he's spending everything he got to try and finish you off and not making good trades.
Yeah, so I find, cards that... I mean, Lay on Hands is still pretty slow, but I feel like, card like Antique Healbot, it looks weak, right? 5 mana 3/3 heals 8. But I find the heal damage is going to be pretty important. You just need like maybe 1 or 2, right? Like we're not talking about, you should always draft for heals. But if you just get that 1 or 2 heal and they're just about to kill you and you heal up, they concede right there. So
Traveling Healer doesn't seem to do it that way, though. It doesn't give you enough. 3 doesn't seem to do anything.
3, but then again, I guess my deck actually had quite a bit of heal. I had Earthen Ring Farseer as well for 3 heals. So I had like 14 heal in this deck.
Yeah, but I don't think you use Traveling Healer or Earthen Farseer to heal face. It's more like patching up a minion that's taking damage.
Exactly. So Traveling Healer gives you that tempo. Okay, so what are we talk about next?
Next slide.
Where is my next slide? Will draft.
Oh,
Priest.
right. Hold on. So, is there any way to show it without showing the wins? Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
So basically, I had 2 Priest drafts. My first one and my second one. The first one went 0-3, and then the second one had 11 wins. So if we pull them up, maybe it's kind of funny to figure out which one is the 0-3 and which one is the 11 win. So can you pull up just the decks without the wins?
Okay, yeah.
Is there a way?
Yeah, these are the 2 decks, I believe.
Yeah, it's hard to read like this though, no? Like, can't you just do the other page?
Oh, that will reveal it.
Go back to the other page then.
I mean, this gives you all the cards.
Okay.
So
it does. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, but it's easier to read in the line.
This literally gives you all the cards.
Okay. So this is the deck with
What's the Sea Giant?
This is Sea Giant.
No, this is not the one with the Sea Giant. This is with the Light Bomb and the Kraken and the Death. Let me just look at the top bucket cards here. You got Death, and then you got Light Bomb. That's it. 2 top bucket cards.
Right.
You got a legendary here, Full Reaper 4000.
It's a mech. I was thinking, hey, Mechs, bro.
I've actually lost quite a bit to this card. It's like
gets going, yeah.
It's so annoying, man. Like 6/9. Like what the hell? Like only the Shovel Fist gets rid of that, and Shovel Fist has not been that good in this meta. So
no, not the same. What's cloning device? I don't even know what that is.
That's the one you wanted to talk about.
Oh, right.
Okay, so lots of 2 drops, 3 drops, 4 drops. The curve looks pretty good.
Yeah, because there's a lot of premium 3s. Like, I love Ogre Brute. Sure, sometimes he does the wrong thing, but he's just a big dude to deal with, right? And if I get Faceless Ravager off him, now it's like a 5/4.
Alright, this is the next deck. We got... this is a Sea Giant deck.
Yeah.
2 Holy Novas. Doesn't seem to have any top bucket cards in here.
Thanks, bro. Smite. Holy Smite.
Also had a cloning device. Lots of 4 drops. Lots of good 4 drops here. Not as many 2 drops. Only like 2-3 drops.
Premium 3 drops. Yeah.
And yeah, lots of good 4 drops though. So that's interesting.
And then there's some utility on the 5. I got the Onyx Bishop and the Stampeding Kudo.
How often did this revive?
Something decent?
Something decent. I guess a lot because you don't have that many 1 or 2s.
Yeah, like it'd get me like Ogre Brute, Spider Tank once in a while, so I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Once it got me something OP like a big guy, and I was like, oh, once it got me Violet Warden, and then the guy was pressing me,
man.
and then he has to deal with this big taunt again. I was like, oh, how lucky did I get on that game?
So you had 2. Yeah, you had some heals here, and then this one only had these 2 taunts. I do feel like some survivability tools is tend to be good. Okay, so let's see the results here. The Light Bomb 1 won 0 wins. Jesus Christ. And then the Sea Giant 1 won 11. My God. I did not expect 11, to be honest.
Did you expect 0 for the other one?
I did not expect 0 for the other one either. I expected both to be like maybe 4 to 5, right? Like,
right.
I
so the average is 5.5. No. Yeah, 5.5. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. 4 to 5. And that's actually what happened, huh? So, I mean, what did you lose to with the Light Bomb deck? Like, what happened?
No,
didn't even document it.
Yeah, I didn't document. Damn it.
What do you remember?
I just remember that it felt really clunky and slow, and there'd be times where like, okay, we're close, and then the guy would do like 12 damage to me, and I'd lose. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't protecting my face enough. I wasn't expecting him to buff some guy like like a War Gear or something like that, and then just press on my face so hard, right?
How did you like Holy Nova? Like, would you take a Holy Nova now over a Kraken?
The problem is that the Kraken was never in the right situation for me.
Yeah.
It always felt like I can't really Kraken something really good, or it'd be like I need to do 5, but the Kraken would only do 4, and it's not doing enough, or I killed like a weak ass minion with it, and I wasn't sure Holy Nova was the right card either. Like it just doesn't feel like it feels like 5 mana for not really a lot, right?
Well, but I mean, in your Sea Giant one, you had 2 Holy Novas.
Yeah, but it never really got in the way. Like it wasn't really the card that saved me. Look, I could have drafted more, right? It came out much more. Right?
I feel like the first Holy Nova is definitely a must.
Yeah.
And Kraken, you're not like this early on. You're not sure if you want it this early on. So
if anything, I think the 4 mana Hench Clan dude
Shadequill,
the 4/7, right?
Yeah,
he's if anything more useful because he just solidifies your mid game where you spend like 2 minions at least, like 2 mid-sized minions to deal with this guy.
Yeah, I do find high quality 4 drops are pretty game winning on its own. Like it's. So yeah, I think I would lean towards that too. I probably still not gonna play Priest.
Yeah, you don't want to play Priest.
Looks weak, man. Like
it's tough. Man.
Like I see both of these decks, I'm just like,
this is like average stuff.
I'm not having fun playing. Like what is special about this deck, man? Like just regardless of the result, it's like what. This was not fun.
Well, I went 0-3, so it's definitely not fun.
It's just a mid range deck, right? It's just. It's a mid-range deck, and then the one that won 11 is also a mid-range deck. It's
funny. This is only 68, and the other one was 69. But like, I guess that doesn't really mean anything.
Okay, you had the.
I started off 0-2, so I was thinking, oh man, is this gonna be like another 0-3 deck? Here we go, Priest going 0-3. But I managed to start recovering. Like my biggest issues was the Hunters, right?
Yeah.
Like going second against a Hunter both times, 2 out of my 3 losses.
Did they just out aggro you or?
Oh
what?
yeah, like they were like on me from the get go, and I felt like I was behind the whole time.
Fuck.
And then once you're behind, it's just so hard to come back, especially as a Priest, right? Like I can't do anything, right? Like I need to Priest. That's always been Priest's biggest issue, right? They have to be on the board.
Yeah,
holding it down, and the hero power doesn't. I don't think I even hero powered that much with either deck. It felt like it never really came up, right?
Oh,
like the hero.
I think that's kind of the problem with Priest right now. Is the hero power it's not that useful.
Like healing myself is fine, but like I'm still gonna bump into a 5x, and my guy's gonna die. There's no point in healing him. Right?
Exactly. Like the thing is right. It's like if you have the board advantage with Priest, you just won the game. You don't really need to heal it that much. And if you don't have the board, then you're probably not winning as Priest, and your healing is still pretty irrelevant. So overall, Priest hero power is kind of slightly better than Warrior, and that's about it, right? And that's why right now
Warrior's a joke.
Warrior's a joke, and Priest is
second
joke right now.
Yeah.
Card discussion.
Let's talk about cloning device.
We can talk about cloning device. I mean, you played with it. We haven't played with it at all. So
okay.
Give us your knowledge of this. At
first, well, I just like it because it's 1 mana now, so it falls into that 1 mana slot. I don't know what to do, right? Like I don't have anything. Priest doesn't really have a 1-drop besides Northshire Cleric, right?
Yeah.
Northshire Cleric. The good thing about
so you would keep it on turn 1 and play it?
No, I'd still try and mulligan and get like, a 2/3/4, right?
Yeah.
But, if you do get it's 1 mana now, but
yeah.
If you do get it though, I find it on turn 1, I can play it and hopefully you get to pick the best minion.
I think I would keep this on turn 1 just because like a lot of people's decks are mostly early game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you play this on turn 1, you can probably get like a 2-drop or a 3-drop or a 4-drop. So.
Well, it depends, right? If I have a 2/3/4, I'm not gonna.
Then you're gonna go for something.
I'm gonna go something bigger, right? Like one game, it got me a Shovel Fist, and I was able to Shovel Fist down his. He played that something Vault. What's that called? Mech Vault or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
The 6 mana 4/5 taunt, and gives you
another
0/5.
Yeah, he played that to try and stabilize because I had like a bunch of 3/3s and like 4/4, so that would eat everything, right?
Yeah.
So then I played the big guy and he plowed through that, and then the little guys finished off the 0/5, right? So that was an issue for him. That helped me win a game. And there's one time where I played it on turn 1. My curve was garbage. It was like a 3/5/5, so I got like another 3 or something like that to hold down the mid game, right? So and it kind of gives you a little heads up on what he has in his deck. Like that's not really that important because he might never draw it. But if he has like if you discover a Deathwing, like whoa, something's it's not, if you see a Deathwing in there, like okay, this guy's not he's got some gas in his tank. Let's just be careful.
You kind of know what to play around too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This card is definitely a lot better. If I did play Priest, I would probably pick it.
For 1 mana, it's pretty good because it fills in that 1 mana slot where unless you have Northshire Cleric, there's nothing else that's 1 mana for.
I remember when it was 2 mana and it was like in like the worst bucket and it was still pickable pretty much. So like 1 mana now it's just a lot better.
Yeah, it's like either on turn 1 when you have nothing to play it and just fill out whatever you need.
Now, how good was you had the Sea Giant deck with Valen's Chosen? How good was the Valen's Chosen?
Which one is Valen's Chosen?
The 3 mana that buffs. It's a spell that buffs.
Oh, 2+2+4+ spell damage. Right?
Yeah,
that was fine. It was just like.
Did you ever get it off with Holy Nova?
No, I never got it off with Holy Nova, but I was just happy with it mid game, where it would give my guys enough to kill their guy and still be a headache to deal with, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like to the point where the guy's like, what do I do with him now? Like, do I just avoid this guy or do I go for it, right?
I'm thinking the way you draft Priest now is, you draft the curve, and then I think you would probably want, extra arms, Valen's Chosen over Shadow or Death and stuff.
Right. Shadow or Death never really worked out for me that well. There was like not really that good of a target, or it never came into my.
Yeah.
It never came into my wheelhouse right when I needed it.
Yeah.
But if anything, the Sea Giant was really good. It's really easy to cheat him out now for so cheap.
Yeah, because a lot of people are playing really small crap, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, they're playing a bunch of dorks, and then, you just drop one of your dorks, summon another dork, and then the Sea Giant's 4 mana for an 8/8, and then, the guy's like thinking, okay, do I run my whole board into that guy, or do I just ignore him and try and race you now?
So I mean, okay, so we did this 1 hour sesh. You know, we talked about priest, we talked about paladin, we talked about the meta. I think now I'm still not going for the leaderboard yet. I'm just like, you know, trying to find the best way to play different classes. But I know for sure I'm not gonna play warrior and shaman. I'm not gonna play warrior and shaman.
I thought you loved shaman.
Yeah, but I've tried it and it's just not good enough, man. Like I lose to shaman sometimes because they have the perfect control tools. Like I faced one guy at 11 and he had like, you know, lightning storm, 2 walking fountains, shovel fist, and he drew those at the right time. And when I draft, so I was like, fuck it, I lost to a shaman. I'm gonna try to draft a shaman
Let's
myself. And then I didn't get a single walking fountain, and I didn't get a lightning storm. I got a shovel fist, but that's not good enough. That's not good enough for a shaman. So I feel like shaman right now is basically high roll, so I'm not gonna play it. Warrior is probably not like that bad, but I'm not going to play either, just because I don't think it can be played the same way as it was before. Because when it was in Karazhan, I actually liked Warrior back then because, you know, mages, not every mage was going to get, you know, multiple Firelands and Flame Strikes. It depends on if they were offered or not, right?
Right, that's
but
everyone, yeah.
Right now, it seems like Firelands and Flame Strike are offered a ton. At 0-0, I just played a game at 0-0. The guy had 2 Flame Strike and a Firelands. And then at 2 wins, at 2 losses and 2 wins, the guy had 2 Conjurers Calling and a Firelands. And it's just like, what the fuck, man? It's just sheer card quality right now. We're probably going to talk about Mage next week because it is the second best class. And sometimes Mage is even better than Paladin on HS Replay. It's just like the day of the week kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And those 2 classes seems way off because you have Paladin with their insane 3 mana cards.
Right.
And then you have Mage with their insane 7 mana cards. So it's just kind of like, okay, if you want to play aggressive, you have to beat Paladin's aggression. And if you want to play control, you have to beat Mage's control.
You can't beat their control.
And you can't beat their control. So then you have to play kind of in the middle. And
then you hopefully don't run into a hunter.
Yeah, so I do feel Rogue is actually pretty good right now.
Right.
Because they can play this anti-aggro kind of game to like beat Paladin. They can't out-control a Mage, but they can rush them down. So I find the way you draft is actually, you know, you find that curve. And then cards that give you direct damage is actually way better than before. So like North Sea Kraken, I think you want 1 North Sea Kraken in every deck, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
But you don't take it very early on, like that. Like the first pick, you probably don't want the Kraken. But you have, you know, after the 10th pick, you have 20 picks to get your Krakens. And
Kraken's a top bucket card, right?
It's not a top bucket.
Oh, it's not?
It's like in the 3rd or something.
I haven't seen any other Krakens. Have you? Have you run into it a lot?
I've seen Krakens, and I've seen mostly Krakens beating me. I don't think I've seen much Krakens when played against me, and I'm just like, they lose anyway. No, it's usually like, I lose
when the Kraken comes down.
When the Kraken comes down, because it's like I play this aggressive game, and it's like if they manage to
2-for-1 you basically
2-for-1 me and have a 9/7 on the board, yeah, 3-for-1 me, and then I'm just kind of fucked. So. Right now, for me, I'm just kind of dodging the Flame Strike. I just hope they don't have it because it's like you can play around the first one, but then how do you play around the second one? How do you play? And then it's like Mage right now has this problem where it's like, do I play around the Flame Strike or the Fireland portal? Because if I play around the Flame Strike, then I get fucked by Firelands. If I play around Firelands, I get fucked by Flame Strike.
Are they both in the same bucket?
They're both in the same bucket.
Damn it!
So it's like impossible to play around, and both of them are appearing at like 1.5 copies per deck. So if I do have to rant about the meta, it's that they need to.
So you're hating on Mage.
Mage.
You think I'm hating on Hunter?
I don't know. Hunter has not been that good
Really?
It's a way I draft, right? Like I always,
So you can beat up the hunters.
I could beat up the hunters, no problem.
but I seem to handle the mages.
I did lose to one hunter who had like 3 Ursatrons and just kept playing
Mechs.
And then at the end, they played like this Cybertech chip, which gave them more Mechs. And I'm just like, fuck, man, this guy still has 8 cards in his hand. I have nothing.
You're out of gas.
I'm out of gas.
Yeah, remember when back in the day, you just hope Hunter ran out of gas. Like, woo, okay, this is my chance. I can stabilize. This is my chance to turn the tide.
Yeah.
Now the Hunter's like, I have more cards. What are you going to do?
I think the reason why Hunter is not doing that well right now in this meta is because mages can out-control the hunters now. So, yeah.
I kind of like it right now because it's like more of like a rock, paper, scissors. Like, you can't have a perfect deck that does everything. You're going to lose to something, right? Like, for my priest deck,
yeah,
I was getting beat up by aggro decks. Like, the Warlock and 2 Hunters. They just swarmed me. I couldn't deal with it. But against, like, the other guys, I don't even know who I played. Did I even play a mage?
You probably didn't play against the really aggressive priest paladin decks.
Maybe that's why.
Like, yeah, I mean, if say you were kind of like a slowish control class, and you didn't face like the mid-range types that kind of have, you know, creatures more than 4 health, then your flame strike is shit.
Right.
But good thing is the mid-range type is not that good right now. So people are playing aggressive, and then you just flame strike them twice, and then they lose. They have no gas left. I might have to change the way I play. One thing that's an interesting topic, we'll end the podcast here, is someone is asking on Arena HS replay, Arena HS. They asked them, when you're going for the leaderboard, right, do you strive to go for 12 wins or do you strive for consistency? And consistency basically means your goal is to get above 7 wins, and that is it. You don't care about hitting 12 wins. And this is really a thing just among the leaderboard players, but I fall into the latter category where I'm trying to find the formula for 12 wins, and I don't really care about the 7-8 win slot. You know, I just try to find what clicks to get me that 12. And I do find that when I do this strategy, and I've been doing this strategy for the last couple months, actually ever since the Twitch Rivals event in January, I've switched my strategy to try to hit as many 12s as possible instead of going for this consistency route.
So instead of trying to hit a single every time at baseball,
I'm trying to hit a home run. Yeah. So, I mean, in the beginning, it means
you might strike out more.
I strike out a lot, actually. And then hopefully I find that home run and then just keep hitting it consistently.
Okay.
I find the problem with this strategy is if you don't have enough time to play it yourself, to practice, you're not going to hit that home run.
Well, that's everything in life.
So if you can't play enough, you want to go for consistency. And most people should go for consistency. So that's basically, you know, you find the general meta and you kind of draft towards that. But my mentality has been so, like, extreme for my home run tendencies that I don't even know what is considered consistent anymore. I just draft to test to hit the 12.
Right.
And
so you're trying to figure out how to hit a home run. And
yeah.
You're like, okay, I know how to do it. So every single time.
I guess the problem with this strategy is sometimes in a meta,
it might change.
You're not gonna like that. Just simply doesn't exist. Like the 12-win formula just don't exist because of the rock paper scissors situation.
You might have a weakness on one.
Yeah, it's like you can't find the best of both worlds. And right now, I feel like in this meta you can't find the best of both worlds because I find in 12-win decks you need to have card draw. You need to have late game, and you need to have a solid early game. And right now, you
can't get all three.
You can't get all three. You can only get the good early game. You can't have the refuel for the late game. Because of cards like Kraken plays so highly. So it's like Kraken is... If you have to pick between a Kraken and like... I don't
Shovel
know,
fist.
a pilot a shredder
Right,
even, right?
right.
It's like, okay, if I don't take the shredder, then my early game is kind of trash.
Right.
And then, yeah, so...
Which is good. I like how it is now. Alright, so let me ask you this question. With the new set and the new rotation of cards, are you having more fun than previous set?
I mean, anytime they change something, it's fun, right? It's fun.
Okay. Are you enjoying yourself currently?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
having fun.
so you're enjoying.
I like the discovery phase, right? But then it's like if I give it like a month and I'm like, oh fuck, man,
Is this too much of a good thing?
I'm just losing to Flame Strikes and Firelands. It's no longer fun for me, man. I've had enough of that shit.
I know what you're saying.
Like, I don't know if you face them at low wins, but I'm facing them a lot. Like, it's just
What's that supposed to mean? Low wins. Who are you talking about?
like 0 to 2, man. Like 0 to 2, you face these decks.
I wish I can get 0 to 2. I mean, I am at 0 to 0 and 3. Oh man,
Yeah,
it's a rough time.
I haven't gotten a 0 and 3 yet, but I've definitely got my low wins.
Yeah, well, you know, that's part of the deal, right?
Here's also the thing with trying to hit the home runs. It's at low wins, you could really be punished for trying to draft a home run deck because you're actually pretty bad against
These random jank decks.
the random decks versus at high wins. So at high wins, one of the characteristics of high win decks is that most of them are probably drafting for consistency. So a lot of them could just have a good curve and doesn't have as many swing cards.
And they have kind of the same cards over and
Over again.
Yeah.
So you can kind of draft your home run decks
to beat those
decks. But if you don't get there, then you just get your 2-win decks because you lose the jankiness of low-win decks.
This reminds me a lot of back in the day in the Magic the Gathering tournaments.
Yeah.
Because they'd say, like, after you reach a certain point, like, because everyone enters the tournament, right?
Yeah.
And in the beginning, when you're 0-0, you're not sure what the other bozo could have brought in. Right?
Yeah.
He could have brought his homemade deck that's not one of the popular top 5 decks that you're meant to beat, right?
Yeah.
So he brings this home brew deck, and you have no idea what's in it, and you're like, what is this? And you don't know how to beat it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when you get to like the 7-8 wins, you know, you get to the more consistent part.
Yeah.
You run into decks that, okay, this is like a top 5 deck. It has this card, this card, this card.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what to do and you know how to play it, right? So I guess what you mean is kind of like that. In the lower bracket, you're basically running into guys like me that are like, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just draft this random card. Or this card looks cool.
Yeah.
I want to try it. And you're like, who the hell drafts Light Bomb?
Like, why? No, I mean, Light Bomb's a top card.
I'm joking. Like, who the hell drafts? I don't know.
But one example is like, so right now at Mage at the top bucket, you have Fireland, Portal, Flame Strike, and Conjure's Calling. And the top players kind of have this priority list, right? They're like, okay, first pick is always a Flame Strike.
Always, okay.
And then it's like Firelands, and then maybe Conjure's Calling, right?
Damn.
So then at low wins, you then face a guy who played 2 Conjure's Calling. And you're just like,
no.
I was gonna play around your Flame Strike, but you played 2 Conjure's Calling, and I lose. So it's like, but yeah, at high wins, you're basically guaranteed to play. But
yeah, I know what you're saying. Like the guys at high wins have like a certain style. And you know what they're going to do, and it's kind of easy for you to predict and play around things. Whereas the low-end guys, they don't know what they're doing. They're just like, whatever, we'll try this. It might work, it might not. Yeah.
Here's another example, right? So Warlock has a card called Implosion. And
Implosion.
Implosion. Yeah, it does 2 to 4 damage, and it summons the same amount of imps with the damage dealt. Mm-hmm. So if you deal 2 damage, you only get 2 imps, and if you deal 4 damage, you get 4 imps.
You win the game.
I don't want to draft that card. I'm an infinite player, and the RNG actually makes your win rate worse. Whereas if you were just like an average player or a below average player, then the RNG is actually good for you because
it might swing in your favor.
It will swing in your favor. But because I'm a good player already, I don't like that RNG element because the card is also in the top bucket. So it's like I could have took a Siphon Soul, or I could have took like a Spirit Bomb, which is 1 mana deal 4 damage guaranteed. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take that over Implosion. So this is kind of the difference between, you know, trying to beat the the consistent high win decks versus the janky decks, right? Because the janky decks, they draft 2 implosions, both times hit 4, you lose.
You know what's funny? You say you go for a home run.
Yeah.
But isn't implosion the definition of a home run card? Because if you get 4, you win. But that's 2 RNG for you.
That's 2 RNG for me.
I've noticed that because I think Hafu mentioned it once when I used to watch your stream. Was pro players try and avoid RNG cards like that because they can't control it. They don't. It doesn't give them that consistency.
So I think so for me, like the mage pick, for example, I would pick the first Flame Strike, and then I would probably pick the Conjurer's Calling.
Based on your deck, though.
Over Firelands, because I had been out RNG'd by Firelands way too often, okay? Like, it keeps summoning me, like, Big Game Hunter.
Oh, no.
Like, 2 health for 5 mana? That's... Or, like, the fucking 3/2 Beast.
Oh, you mean the Vulture?
Yeah, or, you know, just a 3/3. That's all bad. So
that's too much. That RNG. Well, that RNG, you're still doing 5 damage.
I'm still doing 5 damage.
But you want a 5/5 afterwards.
But I want, you know, something with 5 health at least.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not getting that. So I think I actually prefer Conjurer's Calling because it's more controlled RNG, right?
You can roll it twice.
Yeah, you can roll it twice. It's way better to pop it on a 6 mana card. And you're probably getting way more out of Conjurer's Calling than Firelands. So,
That's your
I'm going to avoid Firelands from now on and see what happens.
Okay. But right now, you're still having fun. You're trying to figure out the meta, the formula. So it's all good. I'm having fun, too. I have no idea what's going on. And I'm playing the worst classes, apparently. Yeah. But what else is new? What else is new with me?
Yeah.
I just like to have fun.
Yeah, Firelands, yep. Just think of Firelands as burn damage. Yep. So I think 1 is good in the deck. 2 is definitely not a good idea. So it's just 1 in the deck, and then...
So you're saying the RNG is just too bad on Firelands right now?
Yeah.
Like but if you drop the 5/4 Divine Shield guy, you win.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
There are game-winning Firelands, but
if you don't get it, you lose.
You don't get it, you lose.
Okay.
So it's kind of the same philosophy.
So it's the home run swing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm going to try to go for consistency over home runs nowadays.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, just like, I think... Okay, so here's the thing, right? In the first week or 2, it's better to hit consistency. And then later on, you can go for the home run because janky decks are just being filtered out. Right. Yeah, because the players themselves know they're losing to these. They're probably playing less. And or they're drafting better. So either way, over time in a meta, the deck quality become more samey, and so you can hit home runs. But in the beginning, for 1 or 2 weeks, like right now, you would just want to go for consistency.
So it's kind of like standard too. In the beginning, everyone's brewing their own decks. Yeah. But after a while, after like the first tournament, they're like, okay, these are the decks that won. Yeah. Let's all copy them and start playing their decks.
Exactly.
Yeah. Same thing with the arena.
Yeah.
You figure out, okay, this guy got 12 with these cards. I'm going to start picking these cards over the other cards, right?
Like, for example, in Constructed, there's no point for you to have tech choices in, like, the first 1 or 2 weeks because...
You have no idea what you're doing.
You have no idea what's the most powerful deck. But then later on, you're like, okay, I face a lot of these guys, so I'm just going to tech this card in to beat other decks. So, okay, that's pretty much it for us.
We're going to do a draft?
Yeah, let's
play. Let's play, man. I haven't played with you a while.
We talked a lot. Let's do a co-op.
Let's see what you can do, coach.
Okay, let's open it up. Fire it up.
Do you have a draft going, or is it blank? Shouldn't we end the stream or start it over again?
Yeah, okay. We're going to end the stream immediately. So if you guys want to refresh, go ahead and do that. And we're going to start again.
Hold on. I got to say something. Okay, thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned. We're going to draft. This is the player Will.
And this is a pro Tachi.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys same bad time in about 5 minutes. Same bad channel.
All right.
Thanks, guys.